What's happening, everybody? Brian Edwards, MajorWager.com, coming to you from Castle Day Tomlinson, Seagrove Beach, Florida. I hope there's not a glare on the camera. But anyhow, big winners of week 14. Not me. Woo, boy, my picks are cold as ice. I hope you didn't tail me on Auburn, although took a lead in the fourth quarter. But A&M, props to Jimbo and the Aggies. Never easy to win at Jordan-Hare. Never easy to win at Jordan-Hare. And they had to rally in the fourth quarter. But that's a huge win for the Aggies. They stay in the CFP hunt. To me, there's only 6 teams that can get in, and that's the top 6 teams that are rated. I don't see really a path for anyone to get in other than those 6 teams, with the potential exception of 2007, like chaos when Pittsburgh won the backyard brawl with Tyler Palco, R-Rod's last game in Morgantown. And there were just upsets galore. LSU upset Tennessee in Atlanta the week after Tennessee and Travis. Which one of those Travises was it? Was it Travis Stevens or Travis Griffin? Ran roughshod over my Gators in the swamp. I was there. It was ugly. It was gross. Okay. Before I get to the big winners of week 14, let me tell you that at FanDuel, there is a line for Florida, Alabama. You can bet it right now if you have a FanDuel account. Alabama is -14. I tweeted it out not too long ago. A lot of people seem to be surprised by that. I've been saying for a month it'll be between 10 and 14, depending on injuries, COVID, performance, etc. I would not say my Gators are operating at top form right now, compared to some performances earlier in the year, but whatever. I mean, we're spanking Tennessee. They get a 4th and 10 Hail Mary like touchdown for a backdoor cover. Ouch! I wasn't on the Gators this weekend though. Thank goodness. But I was on a bunch of other losers. But I digress. Shane Beamer is in at South Carolina. I thought he won the press conference earlier today. Um, and I said in my video that I did, and shout out to, I don't know how we got so many clicks. I bet some South Carolina fans put it on a chat board or something because it got more than 2,000 clicks. Um, and I said he was the wild card in this. Initially I thought Hugh Freeze, just because I think any SEC team outside of Vandy, because it'd be unrealistic, but I thought any SEC team's first target would be Hugh Freeze. I came to learn a day later that was not what South Carolina was looking for, and I posted that in the comments on the clip. But and Billy Napier was interviewed. Satterfield was interviewed. He's kind of been in a little kind of he's been kind of losing his press conferences in Louisville last few days. But anyhow, okay, updated futures. Alabama even money to win the CFP. Clemson +275. Ohio State +450. Notre Dame +700 or 7-1. Florida 18-1. A&M 18-1. Cincy 50-1. Indiana 150-1. Northwestern 150-1. Iowa State 500-1. Oklahoma 500-1. All right, the big winners of week 14. Coastal Carolina, baby. What a game. And look, BYU's not a loser. BYU's had its program talked about more in the last 4 or 5 days than in the last 4 or 5 years. I loved it on the part of both teams. Take the game on short notice. I'm looking at Kalani Sitake on game day, and he looks like he's in the smallest hotel room. Now, I understand Conway, South Carolina is close to Myrtle Beach. I've actually never been to Myrtle Beach. So I guess they don't have many big hotel rooms in that area. It looked like Kalani Sitake was in the smallest little cubbyhole of the hotel room doing a game day interview. But just props for BYU traveling all that way and apparently stayed in some crummy little small hotel rooms. Surely they've got bigger hotel rooms in Myrtle Beach. Anyhow, what a game, 22-17, down to the last yard on the last play, circa Rams Titans, January 99. Big win, and BYU doesn't lose anything here. In fact, look, if the Gators lose to Alabama in the SEC championship game, I'd be glad to play BYU in a bowl game. I'd be glad to do that. That would be an opponent I would be excited for. Okay, number two winner is A&M, and I already hit on that. I mean, you're down in Jordan Hare in the fourth quarter, and that touchdown pass by Mond, I believe I want to say it was 3rd and 10. They're down 6. That ball could have been intercepted, and if it is, who knows what happens? But doesn't matter. A&M holds on. They go into the fourth quarter trailing, and they win by double digits at Jordan Hare. Not an easy accomplishment. I think they're the number 2 winner of the week. Number 3, Indiana. They lose Michael Penix Jr., their superstar, to an ACL tear last week. Now, I said this all last week. Jack Tuttle was very highly recruited. Some recruiting services had him as a 5-star, others a high 4-star. He went to Utah. He was only there a semester. He's been in the IU program for a year and a half, and he was ready to play. And man, Tom Allen, his stock continues to rise, and man, he's right there with all the prime candidates. Chadwell obviously being one of them, Sataki being one of them, Tom Allen, Saban being one of them, Brian Kelly being one of them, Mullen being one of them, Jimbo, sorry, being one of them. But Tom Allen's right there, man, for Coach of the Year for sure. And I'm sure he will be courted by whoever. Maybe Tennessee. Maybe Tennessee. In fact, I need to ask my man Tony B about that. I'm sure his name has come up because this guy's on fire right now. And the way his teammates, or I'm sorry, his players were coming up to him in the post-game interview, you could feel the love. So the Hoosiers, man, they go double-digit underdog, win outright at Wisconsin with Jack Tuttle making his first career start. All right, my next winner, number 4, I'm going to go to Lafayette in Louisiana and the Raging Cajuns, and this is twofold. They're up to number 17 in my power rankings this week. Their only loss is at Coastal Carolina. They win at App State, and for years, going back to Satterfield's tenure, App State has been, the program in the Sun Belt, and Louisiana beats them. I'm wondering, I should know this, are Louisiana and Coastal in the same division, or will they meet again in the Sun Belt Championship game? Let's see. Sorry to do this while I'm in the middle of a video. I hate when I do this. No, they're on opposite sides. Okay, so I guess we've got a rematch looming between Coastal and Louisiana. That'll be good stuff. That will be really good stuff. Okay, so and the twofold I was talking about with Louisiana winning is Billy Napier not get hired by South Carolina. Now, I'm not saying he's not going to have other uh, suitors, if you will, but right now, he's still in Louisiana. I don't know what the hell he was doing taking that safety the other night. Now, I was not like on my couch at home sober watching that game. It was Friday night. I was out and about, but there was more than a minute left, right, when he did that. It made it a 3-point game. And you may remember from a video I did earlier in the year, I'm obviously impressed with Napier, but I have been not impressed with his clock management. A couple games I watched, the Georgia State game. I want to say the end of the first half of the Iowa State game too. Not impressed. Now I was impressed with Levi Lewis. However, I think it was before I went out. Maybe it was the end of the first half of that game the other night. Yeah, Levi Lewis did a great job of getting them down into field goal range, running the 2-minute drill. So there was good clock management, but I'm going to credit Levi Lewis rather than Napier there. But I'm not saying Napier's not a good coach. Okay, the other big winners, let's go to the Pac-12. They're not going to make the playoffs, but USC and Colorado stay undefeated with double-digit wins. Colorado, I know Arizona's no good, but Colorado's 4-0. They go on the road. And then let's go to San Jose State. They got to go all the way out Hawaii, and they win where Nevada had taken its first L the week before or 2 weeks before. And San Jose State's 5-0. Hat tip, Nick Starkel resurrecting his career in this 5th and final season in his 3rd stop. So there's a little bit of a rewind on the big winners and losers, and BYU was not a loser. BYU, what great advertising for their program. Props and hat tip to both programs for taking that game and giving us one of the best games of the season. So, Coastal Carolina, A&M, Indiana, Louisiana, Colorado, USC, and San Jose State, big winners. My power rankings, my top 10 looks like this: Bama 1, Clemson 2, Ohio State 3, Notre Dame 4, Florida 5, A&M 6, Oklahoma 7, Cincy 8, Georgia 9, and Indiana 10. Here, I'll give you a couple more. Iowa State 11, Miami 12, USC 13, Texas 14, Northwestern 15, Coastal Carolina 16, Louisiana 17, BYU 18, Tulsa 19, and Auburn 20. Based on who would be favored over whom, does not matter, wins, losses, etc. Brian Edwards, MajorWager.com. Alabama's 14 to Florida. Alabama is the even money favorite. Oh, wait, let me, before signing off, updated Heisman odds. DraftKings Trask minus 125. Mac Jones even money. Trevor 12 to 1. Book 16 to 1. Devontae Smith trying to make a late charge 22 to 1. And Justin Fields 25 to 1. I'm Brian Edwards, MajorWager.com from Castle Day Tomlinson, Seagrove Beach, Florida. I'm out.